Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hey, my name is Mako, welcome to the family. Today I will finally answer some of your questions that you guys have asked me on Instagram and YouTube. Because there were so many questions that I couldn't put in one video, I would suggest you could do this on a regular basis where we hang out and chit chat about different things and help each other out. Because we all are a community of creative people, and I believe it's really important to encourage and help each other out so we can all grow together. So give this video a thumbs up so I know you're interested in something like that. And now let's move on to the questions. The first question is from Art by Minnie Brown. How do you find time for art? What I learned, you'll never find time for anything. There's just never enough time. That's why it's important to make time. If there's anything you want to do, like creating art, exercising, or reading more, there will never be enough time. So what helped me and what I would recommend for you guys to do is just schedule some time. It doesn't have to be a lot of time in a week or a day, just maybe 20 minutes every other day, maybe twice a week, where you just sit down and create art. Somewhere in between, there's always some time where you could use this time for something else than just browsing your phone, watching something on Netflix. Just find a little bit of time and create art. The next question is from Tehina Kitcher. How do you find inspiration? This is also a very common question I get from you guys, and there are so many different ways how you can find inspiration. One thing helps one person and another thing helps another person, so there's no one solution to this problem. What I discovered helps me a lot is to just make time to get inspired through Pinterest, through movies, documentaries, just chatting to other people, or going to a museum, or maybe it's doing something completely different to what you usually do. And the second thing, what helps me is to just do something. Don't just sit in front of your white paper and think of what could I draw, what could I create, what could I design. Just start doing something, because usually the best ideas come when you do your work. If you just experiment and try things out, and then you get an idea, I could maybe change this and add this, and maybe I could do this. Because in the process, the best ideas come because you are in the zone of being creative without just sitting there and waiting for I don't know what you're waiting for. The next question is from Shaka Laka Taka, and she asks, how do you stay motivated? I would ask myself, why do I feel unmotivated to go to the gym? Maybe it's too far, maybe the exercises are boring, maybe I should change things up, and then see, maybe I will get excited again. Or for example, if I feel unmotivated to paint, maybe it's because I got bored with watercolors. Maybe I need to try acrylics, or maybe I should try something completely different. And this could really help you to spark this excitement again, to do something creative, or to do something like exercising, or I don't know, something that you struggle with to stay motivated with. Or maybe it's just surrounding. Maybe you need to decorate your home to feel inspired and motivated to do something. A huge thing that helped me was to move to a new place where I have light, space. This really helped me mentally to feel happy, to feel motivated again, to create and just be happy. And so the point is, figure out what causes your unmotivation and try to somehow fix or find solution how to change things up to overcome this phase. Next question is from Lauren Nicole Artis. Any tips to fight against self-doubting your art skills? I'm really struggling with it right now. Also, what got you into art? The quick answer to what got you into art was I somehow was always drawing. It was always something that was natural to me. I don't know why. Despite the fact my parents are all engineers, so that's really weird. And any tips to fight against self-doubting your art skills? Self-doubt is something we all have to go through and suffer with from time to time, and it's totally normal. We always feel like we are worse than someone else, that someone else is further in their career, in their art skills, and everything further in life in general, and we are so behind. And I believe we will always think that we're not good enough because we can always be better. But I think it's important to realize that it's okay to be at the stage where we are right now. And since we are our worst critic, it's easy to think that the other person is perfect, the painting is perfect, and why can't I be just like this person? But this person might think the same and think, oh my god, this is bad. Maybe I just suck. Maybe I should give up because this other person is even better than I am. So just focus on yourself. Just accept the fact that you are at this stage right now. Don't compare yourself to others because your art is unique and the way you create your art is unique. focus on what makes you happy when you create art. If someone doesn't like your art, it doesn't mean it's bad. Or if you feel like you could be better, you can always be better, but just focus on now and practice now, and eventually you get better. Next question is from Lily Ann Draws Leaves. I know you given advice on this kind of thing before, but I've been struggling to start art pieces when I already have some ideas for them. I need to make pieces for my class, but it seems impossible that they would come out good or how I imagine them, and I can't bring myself to try because I'm scared of failing. Any advice? I think the trap here is that we have expectations, and whenever we have expectations and we don't reach that, we get disappointed and feel like a failure. Even though it's important to have some kind of expectations at some level, but when it comes to art, I think it's important to let go of the idea that something has to look exactly how you imagine it. Because art develops through process, through failure, through experimenting, through finding out what works and what doesn't. So see your idea that you have in mind that you want to create just as a reminder, a template, or something like a guideline, and allow yourself to work from there and be creative. And don't feel like you absolutely have to make it the same as you imagine it. I think this will help you to stress less and just free your head to be really creative and to allow even better ideas to come with the help of your first idea you had in your head. The next question is from Frostbite1612. I keep drawing a certain direction, so when I flip my artwork, it seems to lean more to that direction. How can I stop that habit? I think it's not a real habit, it's more like a brain thing. You usually draw it a little bit crooked. So what helps me is to flip my paper from time to time to see if I'm still on the right direction or if I'm moving again to the left or to the right, and if it's still proportional right, if it's symmetrical, and then turn it again and then draw, and just do it from time to time so you can check from time to time during the process without discovering it at the end and then feeling like, oh no, now I need to redo everything again. Next question is by Murder Mystery. I want to start sketching, except I'm scared it's gonna be bad. What do I do? I think my previous answer could answer this question. I think we just need to let go of the idea to make everything good and perfect and amazing. Because for example, I feel like whenever I create something, it needs to be amazing. It needs to be special. But sometimes this could just make you stuck and hinder you to progress and to improve and discover new things. So sketch because you want it, because it makes you happy, because it's fun, and that's all that matters. Don't be scared to create art. Don't be scared to create art. Don't be scared to create bad art. Just create. The next question is from Sofia Anasio. I haven't been practicing as much as others, but I really want to start now. I'm 16, but do you think it's too late to start trying? I feel like everyone's been drawing and painting since they were really young. You're never too late and you're never too old to start something. You're 16 and imagine how long you will live. For example, you will live 90 years old or 100. 16 years of 100 years. Like, there's so much time where you can experiment and discover new things and start over. I feel like we always complain about how old we are, and it starts with when we are 12 or something, and we always feel like, oh my god, I'm so old. We live so long. Imagine how many years you have in front of you. Don't stress about that. Focus on one day at a time and enjoy it and practice, and don't think too far. Just focus on now and enjoy and start over, do things, and just live and be happy. The next question is from Kemik Art. Hi Meiko, I'm really big on improving my art, but whenever I do some research, everyone says to practice. But how? Do I just draw the same thing again and again until I get it right? Or is there something else I should do? Also, is there any exercise or something that I could do regularly to help me improve? Thanks, Meiko. It depends on where do you want to improve. If you want to improve your art skills in realistic drawing, you should do a lot of studies of different things. For example, if you want to draw an apple super realistically, try to make a study from one part of the apple, from the shape, and take your time to study the whole apple and to draw it multiple times. Because we always have these little things we always struggle with. Hands, the other eye, and we always tend to hide it in our drawings because the hands are somewhere in the back. Other eye is hidden with the hair. So this is something you always avoid. So try to practice the things you try to avoid and then you will get better. The next question is from Adia Rastogi. Tell me your all-time favorite trick. My ultimate favorite trick is the transfer trick, where you have the drawing or text you want to transfer onto a new paper. So for example, if you want to transfer your sketch onto another paper, we'll go over the pencil to create a layer of pencil lid, and then you would flip it again onto a new paper and then just go over the lines of the drawing, and the pencil would draw the layer down and create an outline of the drawing on the other paper. I'm not sure if I explained it really well, but I will link some art hacks videos in the description box so you can check it out and maybe you learn something new. The next question is by Art Style Amelia. Do you really need professional art supplies? You don't really need professional art supplies, but there are art supplies that are better than the cheap ones because they're higher quality, they're more pigmented, they're easy to use. If you're a beginner and you have really bad art supplies, it will be so frustrating for you to improve and to learn because you feel like you just can't create art because it's so difficult. And then if you have good quality, like student grade art supplies, because they will be so easy to use and they will give you such a great time where you will have fun creating art without being frustrated because all the bristles in the brush are just falling out. Next question is by Bessie Tsomoku. Do you have any tips, tricks, or hacks to stay in outline when drawing with tempera and paintbrushes? My teacher says I should start using them. Well, I don't think it's a hack, it's just something you could use. Just masking fluid. The masking fluid you can use on the outline, the inside, or in areas you don't want the paint to go to. So you would just, for example, if you want to color in a heart and it needs to be in the heart and not outside, you would just go with this masking fluid all around the edges, let it dry, and then you can just focus on painting the heart and the paint will stay in the lines. Next question is by Nicola. How do you decide how to start a painting? How do you decide what part and what color to start with? Usually start with the brightest color, start with the background, and then move it forward. Don't focus on details just yet, focus on the main shapes that are big and mostly in the background, and then you can move forward and add the details. And yeah, I hope this helps. Next question is by Emmy Mitchell. What's the biggest thing you've overcome while being an artist? I think the biggest thing I overcome was the idea to make it super perfect, because there's no such thing as being perfect or creating something perfect. And I realized that focusing on perfection or that something has to be a certain way doesn't really move me forward in any way, and sometimes you just need to let go and just relax. The last question is from Teofana Simonka Aprita. I wanted to ask you for a long time. I'm at the point in my life where I have to decide between what I love, which is painting and expressing myself, and what I need to do. Or is it best to do both even if I can't finish what I need to do? I really hope you can help me. I love you and all of what you do, and I wish you that you would reach 1 million subs in a short time. Oh, thank you, it's so sweet. This is a really difficult question, and I believe there will be so many different opinions about that, and I don't know in which situation you are, how many options you have, and how serious something is. For example, for some people it's really important to finish university so you have something and then you can focus on things that make you happy, that, for example, being creative or starting something and exploring things. Some are very brave and say, no, I just focus on things that I want to do now. I can still go to university later. And sometimes you don't have this freedom. Sometimes you have to do something. It's such a difficult question and I can't really help you because I don't know your situation. That's why I will ask you guys to help Teofana and see if you have any suggestions, advice, what you could do, because there's no right answer to anything and it all depends on you and what you're dealing with. And maybe you can skip through the comments and find something that really helps you, and I hope this will help you. These were all the questions for today. Let me know in the comments below what other questions you might have, and we can do this in a regular thing if you're interested. Also stay tuned for the moving series. It's still in the making, all the decoration or the organizing, everything. Everything is coming up next week, so stay tuned for that. And also I have a question about the Art Journal Thursday. I feel like with the Art Journal Thursday, we kind of stuck in the Art Journal thingy because the Art Journal Thursday is an Art Journal Thursday, and I feel like we are all stuck in the art journal and we can't do anything else. So maybe we could change the name, still keep the Thursday, but change it, for example, to Art Thursday or Artsy Thursday or Arts and Crafts Thursday, something like that. Doesn't have to do anything with an art journal, because maybe we want to do some DIYs from time to time and sometimes paint. So I would really love to hear your suggestions in the comments down below, so don't hesitate, let me know your ideas and we can make it happen. Here you can check out all my latest videos if you haven't checked them out yet, and you can also subscribe to my face here if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!